How we doing, guys? Welcome to another Colin's Performance Corner, and today we've got the very highly anticipated Audi A6 E-Tron behind us. So this thing is the next in Audi's premium platform electric. So this shares the same platform as the new Audi Q6, but this car's just got another couple more nice innovations in it, which I think you're absolutely going to love. So we're going to take it out today. We're going to do a nice little test drive. We're actually going to do a little point of view video. I'm going to donk the camera onto my head and we're going to let you see what it looks like to drive behind the wheel of the new A6 E-Tron. Now this one behind me is the Avant model. Of course you can get it as a saloon, but we're going to chat about both models, some practicality tips and everything like that. So I hope you enjoy, and if you do like the video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you want more review videos like this, and we'll get more out, and I'm hopefully going to get you out very soon in the new PI RS3, so keep an eye out for that. So hope you enjoy this video, and let's get into the car. Right then, guys, welcome to the A6 E-Tron. So here we are in this stunning new model. So I'm very excited to tell you about this car. So we're going to take it out on the road. We need to do a couple of things first, as we need to do in all these brand new cars, and we're going to switch off all the beeping when you go over the speed limit sign. So I'm just going to quickly go into the MMI here and get rid of this. So into the home screen, into the apps, driver assists, and we're going to turn off the warning tone if exceeding the speed limit. So yeah, we don't want to do that. So right, here we go. So we're going to take this out for a little drive now. So first off, I'm going to obviously go over all the features and everything like that, like I normally do, and then we'll donk the camera on my head and we'll see what it looks like from behind the view. So let's start off with the fundamentals of the car. So obviously a lot of people kind of not looking forward to this, because this is a big change for a lot of people. This is going to be a big change for the customer base that actually used to buy this car. Now the A6 was one of the most popular in the Audi range, and it had a certain kind of air of the kind of type of customer that would normally buy it would generally be you know, a bit older, you know, maybe sort of kind of, you know, middle-aged to late-aged, you know, was the kind of customer that bought it. Don't get me wrong, it was bought by people that like families, because it is very spacious, but obviously it was petrol and diesel before, and of course you had the S6 and the RS6, which were the big performance models. It's all changed now, so this is now fully electric, as you're probably now well aware. As I said in the intro, it shares the premium platform electric, you know, sort of kind of fundamental platform. So it's effectively the same car underneath as the Q6, albeit it's just in a nice saloon and an Avant body shell. So yeah, very practical. Looks great, of course. It shares the same interior as the Q6. So we've got your Audi stage, digital stage in front of you here, which is, I've actually got very used to now, and I really like it. Of course, you've got your passenger screen, your central console and everything is pretty much identical. You've got your switchable transparency roof, of course, which is really good. Now that's a feature that came in the new A5, so obviously I done a wee bit about that in my video about the A5. But yeah, no, like I say, it's really a nice place to be. So what's available in the car? So basically you can get rear-wheel drive models and you can get quattro models, of course. Now there's two different sizes of battery. There's a smaller battery, which is round about 83 kilowatt hour battery. Range on that one, you're probably looking round about sort of kind of, you know, 240 to 280 miles of range, which is still quite decent for considering it's the smallest battery model. You can go up to the performance in the rear wheel drive. That will give you the best range. Now it's the first time ever that Audi can quote over 400 miles range in the right conditions. Now don't get me wrong, that's probably not going to be achievable in Scotland. This car does have the 100 kilowatt hour battery.
Roadworks on B969.
Oh, there we go, there's roadworks. It's talking to me. So yeah, like I was saying, this car, you know, I've been driving this one for a while. Now this is the Quattro model, so the range is a wee bit less than that. The Quattro model range is kind of, I would say you'll get somewhere between sort of kind of, you know, 350 and 380 to be honest. But the rear wheel drive with the same 100 kilowatt hour battery, the performance, as I say, they're quoting, you know, sort of kind of into the, you know, 420 odd miles range, which, you know, I think is class leading. I don't think there's many cars of this size and practicality that will quote and boast over 400 miles of range. Now that's coupled with basically some very, very smart, now Audi have, you know, they've been quite big about this when we went on the training in Germany about it, you know, how they've worked on the thermal management of the battery, you know, to achieve very, very consistent charging speeds. Now, one of the things, it's easy to say, you know, what the maximum charging, you know, speed will be on a car and go off. You connect it to a, you know, a 200 kilowatt charger, it's going to constantly charge at that. It doesn't quite work like that. You know, the battery, as the battery level increases in terms of charge, you know, the performance dips off. But, you know, Audi, you know, tested this against all the rivals, and this one has, you know, class leading, you know, average battery charging performance. It can be charged up to 280 kilowatt chargers, and they say you can get to 80% charge in round about sort of 21 minutes. So again, you know, absolutely fantastic charging speed capabilities in this car. So, you know, that's one of the big things that Audi were shouting about. You know, it's not all about the range, it's about how it manages that, you know, that charging performance, and how it manages that range through the thermal efficiency of the battery. So, you know, there's a lot of technology went into that side of it. So yeah, very impressive Audi. You know, it's off to an excellent start. So just sticking with the sort of kind of model ranges, like we were saying, you can get the performance model and the Quattro model in pretty much all of the different trim levels within the range. So the car starts off just a smidge under £70,000 in the UK. Not sure obviously what it would be in Europe and the US, but certainly in the UK we're just round about 68 grand for the smallest 83 kilowatt battery in the sport trim level. That's probably going to be, you know, not the one most people will buy. They'll probably go up to the performance, so they'll go up to the performance battery, the 100 kilowatt. The sport model's going to be properly popular within the fleet market, because again that will keep the average cost down but give you the best performance in terms of range. But for the average retail customer, I think the best one's going to be probably most than likely the S-Line, and a lot of people will go probably for this spec as well, which is the Edition 1. So the Edition 1, this one, gives you all the sort of kind of the you know, the black optics. It gives you the nicer bumpers, the nicer wheels, you get the nicer seats. These ones have got this lovely sort of kind of you know, Alcantara, fake Alcantara, Dynamica they call it, with the leather, but it's actually very comfortable, works really, really nice with the heated seats, and you don't get too cold in the when it's really freezing in the winter as soon as you get into the car. This one does have the Sound and Vision Pro Pack on it, so this one will give you the Bang & Olufsen sound system, which, to be honest, with the new headrest speakers in this, it's got to be one of the best sound performances in a car I've ever heard. The 3D sound and the, you know, the work of the, you know, the computers to distribute the sound, it brings a whole new life to the different tracks that you may listen to. If you're listening to some sort of live album, you know, and, you know, for instance, I was just listening to, you know, David Gilmour live at Pompeii there, fantastic album. It was like listening to it all over again, fresh, like I was there. You know, just having the, you know, the speakers behind you, you get, you know, it only gives you some sounds through those speakers and sounds through the others. So, you know, it sounds like you're sitting in the middle of the concert. It's absolutely fantastic. So I absolutely would recommend the Sound and Vision Pack, or the Sound and Vision Pack Pro. So again, along that comes with that Sound and Vision Pack, as well as the Bang & Olufsen, you get the interaction light, which again, I'll show you in a bit more detail once I've got the camera on my head. You also get the higher capacity charging USB-Cs, so basically it's got fast charging USB ports, which is always a good thing to have. You also get the augmented reality, sorry for that, heads-up display. Again, show you more of that once I've got the camera on the head. And you also get the virtual door mirrors. Now, I wasn't a big fan of these when they introduced them on the E-Tron. I just felt they made your car sick, and I think that was down to more the refresh rate or the hertz of the actual display. I don't think it was a high enough frames per second, and I think it just looked like it wasn't sort of kind of real life, let's call it, and it, you know, it just felt too fake. I'm actually pleased to say that this is a lot better. They've obviously improved the I don't know the official status of them, but they've definitely improved the frames per second. I would probably say these are at least running at 120 hertz, which makes a huge difference when you're looking into them. Very, very crystal clear, and your eye's not drawn to them because, you know, it's running at the, you know, a different frame rate. So I actually quite like these virtual mirrors, and obviously one of the big benefits of them is the drag coefficient of the car. This is the best in the Audi range for drag coefficient. This actually is 0.21 drag coefficient, which is absolutely unbelievable for a road car that's, you know, that's not used for racing or something like that. Very, very streamlined through the air, both in the Avant and in the saloon. So yeah, no, very, very good thing to have for your efficiency and everything there as well. Now, one of the things I've actually noticed, and it was the first thing I noticed when I sort of jumped into it and actually got driving it, the driving position in this is fantastic. I mean, you can get very, very comfortable behind it. You know, there's so much adjustability, but it's not even just that. Everything's so much in the right place. I've said it before in the Q6 and the A5, I love the flat top and bottom steering wheel. It just suits the way that I like to hold the wheel. I sometimes like my hand on the top. Obviously driving instructors look away, but you know, I actually think it's just so comfortable to have that flat top on the top of the steering wheel there. The full you know, digital stage sits perfectly within, you know, this angle here. It doesn't, the steering wheel doesn't feel like it's blocking anything, and the actual where you're sitting is so comfortable as well. So yeah, no, it actually feels very, very, you know, a nice place to sit. Interior finishings, of course, this is the premium platform, electric platform, so the finishings on this car are fantastic. You know, the UK version's got this sort of kind of Alcantara Dynamica, whatever they want to call it. You know, here it just finishes the car off lovely kind of aluminium feeling trim here. You know, lots of Alcantara down by the side of the centre console. It really is a nice place to sit inside. You know, but you'd like to think that, you know, this car, as tested, is the guts of nearly £90,000. That's a lot of money. If you consider the price point that the old A6 used to sit in, you know, you would get a black edition A6 for, you know, somewhere like high 40s to £50,000. So now, you know, we're batting with, you know, a different level of you know, competition now, when, you know, you're walking in and your A6 is starting at just under 70, you know, and you're £90,000 if you want one with a bit of spec. You're up to £100,000 if you want the S6. You know, that's a lot of coin to shell out. So this car had to live up to the expectations, and, you know, like I say, I'm pleased to say that the car is doing pretty well so far. So back on to just quickly the range and stuff like that. Now, as I was talking about, you know, the range is always a big contention in a lot of EV kind of buyers, or people that are just coming into the EV market. You know, they seem to think that, you know, the quoted range is kind of what they're going to get, and it's a bit like when you used to look at a car. You know, people eventually looked at the combined fuel consumption and went, you know, just throw that out the window. You know, it's going to be the same with these. There's so much variation in what affects your range, it's unbelievable. You know, like I said earlier, you know, this car getting over 400 miles range in Scotland in the winter, not a chance. You know, that is absolutely not going to happen. I mean, this one is the Quattro one. I jumped into it fully charged yesterday, and the trip computer was showing an average you know, miles per kilowatt at 2.5, and it was only kind of saying I was going to get 265 miles of range, which is about right if you're averaging 2.6 miles per kilowatt. But, you know, even me driving this as efficiently as I can, you know, and I'm used to driving an EV. The best I can get this in the winter is up to about 2.8 miles per kilowatt, which is about 275 miles of range, you know, if I maintain that through the full charge. You know, so it's quite a wee bit off the you know, the 360 to 380 miles of range that Audi have quoted. Now, is that going to be possible in the summertime, you know, when the air's a bit thinner, you know, the heated seats aren't going to be on, the temperature's going to be at low? You know, yeah, I would probably say, I mean, basing it off the average that I know I get extra in the summer on my E-Tron. I get about an extra mile per kilowatt in the summer. You know, if you're then averaging sort of kind of 3.8 in that, you're then into the realms of sort of 340, 350 miles range. But I think the rear-wheel drive performance one to get over 400 miles is going to need the right type of driver to get sort of that out of it. But I'd be probably confident saying to most of our customers that bought one of these that you're going to get in the region of, you know, specifically in the performance model, you know, averagely in the summer you're probably going to get, you know, 320 to 340, and in the winter you're probably going to be looking at round about sort of kind of 280, and then maybe 250 for the Quattro, which, to be honest, I don't think anybody would be upset with that, because, you know, that's still a fairly decent range, and, you know, the average UK driver is only doing something like 20 miles a day. So, I mean, for people to worry about that, if you've got a home charger at home, you're never going to need to worry. But there will be the people that worry about the one journey they do every year that they might need to stop and charge it. But, you know, that's going to be life. To be honest, most people will stop and have a pee break or a bit of food if they're doing a long sort of 200-300 mile journey anyway. So it's not the end of the world if you need to stop for half an hour and charge the car, is it? So yeah, so performance in terms of the range, it's sort of kind of good. But like I say, take it with a pinch of salt at what the book figures are going to be. Now, one of the things that Audi have went and done on this car, this has what's called as the new Audi light signatures. Now, you can fully customise the light signature on the front of the car and on the rear of the car. So you can do that through the MMI screen. So I'll just put a wee clip up here showing you exactly how you do that. So you get 8 different light signatures depending on what you want to have. Now, obviously that's achievable because the car has full LED light bar at the back, OLED in fact, and of course it has the full LED running lights with your matrix beam intersection light, and you know, it's got your city light, it's got your bad weather light. You know, this is Audi at its finest. You know, lighting technology has always been a very, very good strong point of Audi, and you know, they've went a step further with this car with the custom light signatures. Now, the A6 E-Tron in other countries does have the light up badges. For some reason this one doesn't have it, and I don't think it looks like it's something that's going to be in the UK. Again, there's probably some stupid UK legislation that stops us from having that. But the European models, and I'd imagine the US models and further afield, will have the light up rear badge. But I don't know why this model doesn't have it. It was shown to us in Germany with light up badges, but ne bueno. So yeah, no, but the lighting technology, the signatures that you can do, it brings a wee bit of individual customization to you know, each other's cars, and you know, it's, a lot of people say it's gimmicky, but I think it's quite cool. You know, it's just something a wee bit different, and you know, it's just to make it a wee bit more individual to you, which I think is never a bad thing, is it? So yeah, no, big thumbs up for me. I think that's quite a cool feature from Audi on that front. What I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to pull over, we're going to take a wee pit stop, I'm going to get the camera on my head, and we're going to show you what it's like behind the wheel of this stunning Audi A6, because it really is something you need to experience, you know, while you're driving it, rather than from sort of this angle. So I'm going to quickly pull over and let's see what it looks like for behind the wheel. Right then, guys, welcome to behind the wheel of this A6. So hopefully you can see everything. I've put it onto sort of kind of super wide mode on the camera, so hopefully it's not too jittery. I'll try not move my head about too much and people are getting seasick. So hopefully you can see what I can see behind here. So we've got this stunning big panoramic display here. So we'll just take it out onto the road. See, you've got this lovely interaction light up here, so when you indicate you get the flickering here, just to show you, you know, what's happening. So That interaction light can light up at night as well, so obviously you can get a colour that runs right along the interaction light. Oh, I've not got a seatbelt on. Better put that on. There we go, we're on. So in front of you here you've got this, you know, this is your main view, so you can customise what you want to see inside it on each side, but you can have the full screen view like this, which picks up different cars and everything as well. So you even get the animation on screen for your indicator. So let's just take this round and you can see here the virtual door mirrors, pretty good to be honest. You know, nice sharp crystal clear picture and everything on there as well. You've got your passenger display across there. I don't know if you can see the heads up display as well. You can see your speed limits and your constant speed and everything as well. And if I just flick on the adaptive cruise, you'll see that the car will start projecting onto the road when I'm behind a car. And just to show you as well, it also has the assisted steering on the adaptive cruise control as well. So, you know, what it'll do is, I'll just show you, hands off the wheel. It's pretty common on a lot of cars nowadays. You can see in the augmented reality it comes to 30 mile an hour on the road, and it gives you that just steering through. So it just gives you a bit of assistance. Now it's going to shout at me as well, which it just has to get my hands on the wheel, you dafty. So I'll just do that. So yeah, it's a lovely place to be inside this car, behind the wheels. The augmented reality is fantastic, and when you've got the sat nav on as well, you know, you can actually, you'll get, I'll see if I can try and show it. I'll stop and I'll pull a destination in, so you can see the augmented reality on the road. It gives you your directions and everything, you know, pasted onto the road through the heads up. So it's quite cool actually. I'm just going to turn off this adaptive cruise and kind of get it up to speed here. So yeah, I don't know what you think inside this, you know, how you're feeling behind the wheel of this, but it certainly is a lovely seating position. You've got your transparency roof up there as well. So let's just take it up to 60 and just on this back road out in here and see what the handling's like. So the car is very, very easy to drive behind the wheel. Doesn't feel like you need to boot it. It's got plenty of performance, obviously. You know, you've got 380 brake horsepower behind the wheel of the performance model and 460 in this Quattro model. So, you know, it really does shift. So as you can see, I don't know if you can quite make it out from the camera, a lot of people would think that this central screen would be quite distracting, but it's not. It doesn't really sort of kind of factor in. It doesn't really catch your view, which is good. It has got a nice big windscreen on it as well, and there is plenty of vision, and there's not many big blind spots. You know, these are big pillars, but believe it or not, it doesn't really block a lot of what you need to see, because they've extended this bit of the window out here just above the virtual mirror. So I don't know if you can quite make it out on the augmented reality. If I just kind of drift over there, it gives me my lane departure red line to let me know that I'm drifting over, and it's trying to pull me back into the centre of the lane. So yeah, no, hope you're enjoying this behind the camera view, and we'll hopefully get to show you a wee bit of how the sat nav works in that as well. So I'll just pull over shortly and I'll plumb a sat nav destination in so you can see what's happening. Right then guys, now I've now got the sat nav on. Oh, I'm going to turn the voice guidance off though, because that's going to get quite annoying. So there we go there. So you can see what it looks like on the virtual cockpit. Now I've zoomed in a wee bit, I took off the wide mode just so you can maybe see it on the virtual cockpit and on the heads up display in front of me here. So we now have the arrows, so it's telling me to go left. So let's just see what we can do here. We're going to burrow round left here. And I don't know if you can make out on that augmented reality, it's giving me the arrows and telling me what the next bit is there pasted onto the road, and obviously it looks quite good on here as well. And again, you also get it just down in the main display just down there. it's quite cool. Now obviously this wee bit in front of you here, let's see, this tell you, so you'll see it's going to pick up this car in front of me here, which it has. So, you know, you do actually get a real life animation of, you know, what's in front of you. The camera's picking up everything as you're going along. And then it's off and it's away. So here we go, and we're coming up to the junction now, so again we should get a bit more of an animation on the heads-up display here. Should we do? And there we are, we're round. And it's telling me now to go straight. Jump back into the cabin now at our normal angle, and we'll summarise this stunning new car and get my overall thoughts. So we're back in the room, so like I say, I hope you enjoyed that wee sort of behind the eye of Colin on the Audi A6. But yeah, no, like I say, just to summarise, this car is an electric car. It's fantastic. It's even fantastic as a normal family car. The space in this car is fantastic. Because it's an EV, you've not got any transmission tunnels, loads of room in the back, loads of room in the boot as well. Obviously you get the Avant. Now, the saloon model, even though it's not called saloon, it's not like the old A6 saloon, which was a proper, you know, saloon where it was a 4-door, it was classified as, and just a wee flipped up boot. You know, Audi have called it a saloon, but it's really a sportback, and it's just because the Germans don't like the term sportback, they've called it a saloon. But it does have the rear hatch that opens with a glass to give you a very, very practical boot. So even the saloon version will be a practical family car as well. So yeah, so is this car recommended for somebody looking for a good EV, good range, great driving dynamics, spacious? I'd absolutely recommend this car to anybody. Now it is a bit pricey. I would recommend looking and trying to get a good PCP deal on one. Unfortunately at the moment Audi are working on agency terms, which means you won't really get a different deal going to a different Audi dealer because it's fixed by Audi. Audi sell you the car directly, but the car is going on with all the other EVs back onto a margin based, you know, dealers will own the cars and be able to decide what to sell them for. So, you know, I think you'll see some really good deals on these come round about after April time. So, but at the moment, you know, Audi have got a reasonable, good, strong agency offer on them. I'd certainly recommend popping into your local Audi centre and having a look around the car and getting a test drive, because really this car to test drive is absolutely fantastic. So hope you've enjoyed, and if you have liked the video, please give it a like. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to see more like this. It would be very much appreciated your support on that. And hopefully next time I'm coming to you from the seat of the new Audi RS3 PI model, which has got a nice couple of extra features over the previous generation. And thanks for watching, and we'll speak to you soon.